And we go live now. So welcome everyone. We are going to be discussing competition analysis again today. And the aim is simply for us to understand what we are looking for when we are studying our competition. You may assume that competition is, you're in competition because you want to just do something negative. But the truth is, in order to know where you stand in the world, in the digital world, you have to know who you're working against and what is in the industry standard. So we're going to start with competition analysis. I'm going to breeze through this. Please let me know when it is 10 minutes to 10 so that I start going for my next meeting. But this is just based on the marathon. I just want to do the types of competition you have. So when you are selecting these brands, you know what you're looking for. All right, so basically, when I say what's your competition, and this is going to be interactive, what will you describe as a competition? What do you understand by the word competition? How well do you know your competition? Anyone, when you hear competition, what comes to mind?
People you do the same, or people that you were in the same line of would I say production, or in the same line of skills or something. I don't know how to put that.
Yeah, so you're in the same line of business, you're in the same niche, you're in the same industry. And then by the end of these sessions that we're doing on competition analysis, you should be able to determine who your competition is, what makes you different from your competition. So branding is about being intentionally different from your competition. You want to be able to stand out. You do not just want to blend in. You want a situation where you understand yourself so well that you're not trying to be like your competition, but you are being yourself while understanding your competition's strengths, weaknesses, and areas that you can improve yourself in. But that's what we're going to be looking at. So it's simply the person or brand over whom one is attempting to establish one's supremacy, superiority, or kind of the opposition, because we are in it to win. That's it. We are not in it to just, and no brand is in existence to just blend in. Everybody wants to succeed. Everybody wants to win. So you're going to have to be observing certain things from your competition. And we're going to state what you will be observing first. So when I ask you to do a competition analysis, these are the things I am asking you to look out for. And like I said, everybody is going to be doing this. Number one, you have to know who they are speaking to. When you go to their website, you need to look at their call to action, their landing page, how it's being used. You need to know, what channels do they use when they're marketing? What platforms are they on? How do they position themselves in a campaign? Are they people that are down to earth? Are they people that fight dirty? Understand who they are. So this will enable you make better decisions and generate better revenues. Another thing I want you to monitor is product pricing and packaging. Product pricing and packaging. What are the products they have? What are their prices, and how do they package these products for people? Then what else you would look at is customers' reviews. What are people saying about them on Twitter? What are people saying about them on their website? The reason you're looking at Twitter and their websites is that their website, they will put only the good ones. Twitter, they will put both the good and the bad and the ugly. So you're looking at all ramifications. What are people saying about them online? Like when you did the Joe Malone review, you saw most those people are talking about the brand already. That's what you are trying to do. You're trying to monitor. When it comes to social media, these are the things I want you to monitor. Regularity of content produced, type and focus of content, keywords and SEOs, quality of content and how you can be different, their presence on social media, and what channels are the most important. So these are 3 questions you must ask yourself. Who am I up against? What do I do to find out, and how do I spot them? So for example, if they're, I am starting a crèche, I have to know, okay, what are the other people that are doing nurseries and crèches? Who am I up against? What do they do? How do I find them out? How do I spot them? I know that this is my competition. You know that they are your direct competition if they have the same target audience with you, but there are different types of competitions and we will get them. And this is what we want to do. There are sometimes that when we think about their positioning, we would say, how can we knock them out or how can we eliminate them? Somebody that does this is Instagram. They either knock you out, they eliminate you, or they buy you over. Facebook. They do that incredibly, and I'm sure you all know that. WhatsApp was bought by Facebook. Instagram was bought by Facebook. They tried to buy Snapchat. Snapchat says no. They now started their own stories. They tried to buy TikTok. TikTok said no. They started Reels. So they want to eliminate their position. There are brands that are like that. I don't think, oh, they're in competition with everybody. Well, they failed to realize that they were functioning properly in their own way, but they decided to change their things. We've talked about the basic details, their products and services, pricing, and do they give discounts? These are little things you'll be writing in your notes when you are checking your notes out. There are two, this competition analysis has a different documents that you're going to be working on in addition to the form. That document can be found in the marathon stuff. But you need to think about this. Why do we win and why do we lose? If we use the correct this thing, and I'm not going to be mentioning names, we win because we've got integrity. We lose because we are not loud. What is their go-to-market strategy? Is their go-to-market strategy taking credit for other people's work, or what do they do? You need to understand your clients so well and their competition so well that you're able to predict what will happen. So you're looking at their support and your strategy. You're looking for the landmines. A landmine is used to fully expose a competition's weakness. So the prospect now has to make a decision between a deficient product, aka your competition, and a more complete product. That's what we're trying to do. We are trying to look for these landmines that the competition does not notice. We're trying to look for the blind spots that the competition does not notice. The aim of doing all this is simply to identify their Achilles heel, that's their weak points, their blind spots, and then find out ways we can be the best version of ourselves and go to market. We can handle objections. How do we handle objections? We need to define in clear terms how we will handle objections. Are we people that will fight dirty when we have people that have objections? Are we people that will just stand by our own guts and stand for what we believe in and not be swayed to the left or the right? We'll talk about this in more details later, but basically this is just a card for understanding your clients and yourself. Think about the problem you solve, think about the existing alternatives, and those two things are what we're going to carry on with today: the problem we solve and the existing alternatives. So I'm going to, from the scratch, pick up an industry or a brand, and we'll look at their direct competition, and I will explain what primary competition is and direct competition is. Your direct competition, which means they are targeting the same audience or have a similar product or both. So for example, Mr. Biggs and Tantalizers have a direct competition. They are primary competition. They are in the same industry. They offer the same products. Two banks offer the same product. Give me an industry and let's look for what we can use as direct competition. Am I still talking to people? A brand or an industry, so we know if we have direct competition.
Food industry, for example, Indomie and Mimi noodles.
Yes, Indomie and Mimi noodles are in the same industry, so that's their direct competition. Dangote may want to come into that market, but Dangote is this. But who do Indomie and Mimi noodles serve? They serve the same things. They serve families, not just people. That's their. So you notice their customers are, their clients are the parents that can pay for the Indomie, but their customers are the children. So they will use children in the ads because every parent wants their child to be happy and not to disturb them. And then they will be able to capture their interest, but they are in direct competition. The secondary competitions, they may offer a high or a lower end version of your product or sell something to a similar or to a completely different audience. If there's anybody that sells tush Indomie, that a noodle that is like 500 naira, that is very expensive, that will be our secondary competition because they're offering something that is higher end. But we can even say pasta, but some pastas are actually not expensive. But let's use restaurants and hotels. So the hotel by your estates that is not too expensive, that is not a 5-star hotel, the 1-star hotel or the guest house, maybe they have direct competition, but their secondary competition could be Hilton. because they're offering a higher end version of what they have. So they are both hotels, the same industry, but they're offering a higher end version. So that is the secondary competition. And they are indirect. Indirect competition, they offer the same product and service. However, the end goals are different. The same way somebody that wants a 5-star restaurant is different from the person Mama puts. They're both selling food to people. But the booker is selling food to everybody that can just come and eat. But there are some 5-star restaurants that you can't go into. You are in indirect competition with those people. Remember that one is direct, one is indirect. And they're also called the tertiary competition. This includes businesses that are related to yours and really come in handy when you're looking to expand your product catalog. They could be related to products and services that are trending, as well as businesses that may be beneficial. So for example, if you are a fashion designer, someone that sells shoes could be your tertiary competition. They are not direct, they are not indirect, they are complementary. So you can sell things together, you can collaborate and work on projects together. They could be beneficial for you. In order for you to sew your outfits, you need thread. Someone that sells thread is a tertiary competition. They are not in direct competition with you, but they can offer things that could help you do your things better. For instance, if you sell jewelry, somebody that sells diamond, it helps you to do your things better. So, but they are still in the same market and can be regarded as competition. And the replacement competition is simply Indomie and Mimi noodles. Who can replace you? What will somebody take in place of your own goods and services? You need to know in clear terms who your replacement competition is. All right. Why does this matter? Let's have a conversation. Why do you think it's important to know the different types of competition that you have, in your opinion? Bolaji, why do you think it matters to know your competition? Anybody can help him.
Okay, I think it gives you a clear clarity on what they do, ways they put out their produce or product for people, and how they tend to attract people to get to know them. So I think those little things that we see that are not necessary or are the things we should take note of. Yeah. That, okay, so the client gets.
Please, can you mute yourself? Okay, somebody's listen, Comfort, please continue.
So it's just like, how does the client knows the difference between Mimi noodles and Indomie itself? That's the Dangote Indomie. So I think the way they package and sell out their product and services, just attract clients and customers to them.
Fantastic. So I think, yes, fantastic. I don't know if you've read The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's a book about warfare, but it can be applied to competition analysis. And it says, if you know yourself and you don't know your enemy, you may succeed. But if you know yourself and you know your enemy, you will succeed. Let us put that as competition. If you know yourself and you know your competition, you will definitely succeed because you know what you are capable of, but you also know that what your competition is capable of. By observing, you learn what to do and what not to do. If you've observed that Indomie went viral for the wrong reasons and people were dragging them because of something they did, you will not do something like that. If you realize that people loved something they did, you will observe it, see if it's something you can adapt, and then adapt it. So it gives you insights to their growth plan. It gives you a glimpse of their strategic plan, and you are observing to learn, not observing to copy. A great book that you can read is Still Like an Artist. The book talks about stealing, but like an artist, basically observing what people do to learn and then to apply it in your own way. You fine-tune it. Branding is about being intentionally different. It's intentional differentiation. You are not being different by accident. You are not copying someone else's pattern, but you are being very, very intentional about how different you can be in the marketplace, and those that want you will come to you. You are not for everybody. You are for specific people. And That's where your unique selling point comes in. You need to know your unique selling point. You need to know what your customer wants, what your competition does well, and what you do well. This will help you determine and define your unique selling point. You are not selling to yourself, you're selling to others, and you are selling what they want. You can say, these people need something. Let me get them. Everybody will buy. If I bring out pink blazers, every girl wants a pink blazer. Every girl will buy it. But that's not really what all the girls want. They may want something else entirely different. But you've made an assumption that everybody wants a pink blazer, and you've gone to make it mass produced without doing any research. Oh, this website, I need to make it pink because it's for ladies. And then nobody responds to it. You need to know what your customers want. You need to understand them clearly in order to communicate with them. You need to know what your competition does well. If your competition does well about going viral, there are lessons to learn. Then you need to know what you do well. Combining these three things gives you your unique selling point. So this note, Timia, you're taking it for, what do we do well? What do they do well? What do people want? The people that we pay. We don't want the ones that will just be tweeting for tweeting's sake, but the ones that have purchasing power. How do we now get that message to them? That's our task. And this just goes more details into your unique selling point. It says this, you know your competition, think different for them. Think about the benefits to your customer. Think about your unique perspective. You are selling to them. You're not just being in the market not to talk to them. So they are the consumers and they the target audience that you are trying to speak to. And in all these things, all your unique selling points will now lead to your marketing strategy that we're going to look at later. But this is something we will go into in more details. In summary, this is what I want you to do. I want you to look at your competition. We're not doing this part yet, but know your competition for the brand that has been assigned to you. For this time, we are assigning specific brands to you already. And then we will take these things into consideration when we are looking at the competition. What are we monitoring? How do we know who our competition is? We've already said we have 4 different types of competition. So we are saying, how do we identify them? How do we dismiss the ones that are not part of us? What questions are we asking ourselves? How do we approach the market? How do we handle objections when people say they are better than us? Do we defend ourselves or do we stay on our lane? Why do we win when it comes to this competition? That question has to be answered. Why do we lose? What are the landmines for the competition? Who remembers what I said landmines are? Let's start with landmines. Who remembers what I said landmines are? Does anybody know what a landmine is? So in war zones, they put bombs, they're called landmines, but they are hidden in the dirt. So you don't know it and you step on it. I don't know if you watch any Rambo movie or all these old movies about Vietnam and some movies, and then it could blow you up. So the aim is to destroy you, but you don't know where it is. If we identify their landmines, which they don't know are hidden, we can identify what could lead to them failing and avoid such mistakes. So we're going to be looking at how well we know our competition. What are we monitoring? Promotions and campaigns. We'll be going to promotions and campaigns in the future. We are going to be looking at Herbology. When you are looking at the website for all the brands, you're going to be looking at their call to action, their landing page, their menu bar, all those little things that people will take for granted. How do they get people to sign up? What keywords are they using? How are their testimonials written? How are they positioning themselves in their marketing campaign? So everybody that is working on the website or looking at websites for their competition is doing all these things. This is what you monitor. First thing you monitor is promotions and campaigns. Second thing you monitor is personnel and hiring practices. If they have a job board or they have a place where they say they are filling a vacancy, you can see what their hiring practices are. Sometimes some brands put pictures of their staff. You see what these people are. Sometimes you can go to some websites to Google a brand and find out what their staff that have left the company say about them. You see people leaving Google talking negatively about Google. You see people talking, leaving BuzzFeed. Just Google why I left BuzzFeed. You'll be surprised the way people have done videos of why they left the organization. The one that is going to be easy for every single person here to monitor is their social media content. You're looking at how often do they post? What type of content do they post? Do they do a magazine style, catalog, or album? How is the quality of their content? Are their pictures and graphics good quality, or they're just done randomly? How is their brand aesthetics? What's their presence on social media? What platforms do they prefer? Their customer reviews, their frequently asked questions, their win and lose notes from interviews, changes in pricing, advanced search. So this is our advanced one. You haven't done this aspect before. Analyst reports, see what other people have said about them, about their products. Pricing and packaging, this is self-explanatory. You want to see how do they package their products. If you look at Indomie and Mimi noodles, you could see how they package themselves. So it's about seeing the package they have, the products they have, the services they render, and their pricing. How are their prices? What do you think about their prices? And then you will also know who their target audience is, the call to action. You want, and the reason you are getting all these things is so you make better decisions. Why does this matter? We've talked about this. And the main part is when you're looking at your competition, you are looking at their products, pricing, and packaging. You're trying to find out what makes this person different from you. Why are people drawn to this person, and why should people be drawn to you? We've got two forms, but this is the one I want you to focus on now. For now, you're going to fill this with regards to that, and I'm going to go through every single thing in the next few minutes. But before I do that, I'm pausing here for questions. Any questions, feedback, or should I ask questions? Are we still on Zoom?
Hello, ma.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, there was this question you asked. The last form with you. So I am a bit confused. You said what makes our clients better than this competitor, and I think I need more.
Okay. All right. I will explain that, and we will fill this form together. Thanks for the question. So when we are looking at competition analysis, we want to find out, are these people good? Are they better than us? We're being 100% honest. There are sometimes you see a YouTube video and you create videos and you be like, this person's production is 100% better than mine. This person is a better presenter than mine. For those that make podcasts, you can actually tell when someone is better than you. But the person lacks character. The person likes this. This is where I am better than. The reason you are doing this is not to shoot yourself in the foot, but rather to observe and to learn and improve. Observe, learn, improve. So for example, when you look at this, when you've been given a brand, the first thing I will tell you to do when you get this form, first of all, what's the company name? Write down the company name. From what you know about the company already, what do you love or hate about them? Write that down. Oh, I love XYZ about this brand. I hate XYZ about this brand. Simple. What year was this brand founded? You write it. What location are they in? Well, what is their website? And that's where you start doing your research. You're going to do your research on their website and on the internet. Because if you're not doing it on these two platforms, you're going to be getting a biased perspective, a well-tailored representation of the brand. So let us use a brand, for example. Let's use Shein. All right, so we use Shein and then we see what they say about Shein. So on the first glance, you can see their websites. They have lots of codes. They have free shipping. They have this.
You can't see your screen, oh.
I've started again. Wow, that day. And nobody spoke since. So all this time I've been sharing. When did you
We're
stop
seeing it before. Then when you start asking questions, I think I'm gonna stop.
Praise God. I thought all the time I was talking, none of you could see my screen. All right. So I was talking about competition analysis. I said this is where you're going to fill this form. Simply, the first thing you will do when you get the form, you'll be given a brand name, write a company name. What is that company you are representing? Write their name that you are researching on. So I said, okay, let's do Shein. But you're doing it with reference to a brand. This is just an example, so we're not going to be using that with reference to any brand for this example because we've got 10 minutes. So first of all, you can just look at their profile, and I know a little bit about Shein, but who knows a little bit about Shein and can tell me what they think about Shein before we start looking at their website or about their brand?
When you say what we know, it's like personally what we think of the brand.
Yes, what you think about the brand.
I think it's an easy place to shop. And it's really an easy place to shop.
Easy place to shop, low end. Do they have high quality?
I think like it's not every time. Just like that.
They hit or miss?
It's a hit or miss, exactly. That's the word.
Does everybody know what we mean by is a hit or miss? It simply means something. If anywhere below face, sometimes you buy something is good. Sometimes try your luck. Try your luck. It may be good, it may not be good, but whatever you get, take it. So we know that is it. So that's what people hate about them. Does Shein steal your money? There are certain people who claim Shein website has scanned them of their money. So you can already see that when you go down, you can already see what people are saying about the company. That sometimes they have bad press, sometimes they have good press. Some things are their things are cheap, but they are things that people have said about them that are not too good. Are they ethical? People have said quite a lot of things about Shein. They receive a very low ethical cost. So ethical means do they have good business practices? It's even saying 10 fashion brands we avoid at all costs. So people are talking about why Shein is not good. So you can already see that if we scroll down apart from their website, you can see some negative press about them, which is this thing, not so good. So it gives you at a glance that their brand is not such a fantastic brand. If you want to know what year it was founded, founded, and it was 2008 because it was written somewhere that we saw 2008. So we already know the competition when we are writing the competition analysis. So you're going to be doing quite a lot of search. Where are they located? Let's just leave that side. Their website URL, we'll write that down. So you're going to be doing a lot of research on them. So Shein's location. It tells you she is a Chinese online fast fashion. So it tells you it's in China, but it serves over 220 companies. So this gives you a little bit more about the brand. So China serves 220 companies. I will have to call whoever is calling me back, as long as it's none of you. Their primary products are female clothes, but they do more than that, but they do homeware now. And they're just a fashion brand for everyone. You go into more details about the types of clothes and the types of products and everything that they sell. So it's fast fashion. Basically, they do fast fashion. Fast fashion is just ready-made clothes that are not too good quality because you're not going to wear them for long. Their competitive advantage, what makes Shein better than everybody is low production costs. They are quick to produce, quick production. But this is because I know the brand already. And what else? You can think of any other thing, but what you're looking at is, from what people are saying, they're making a lot of money. If we go to their brand website or we go to Wikipedia, it will show us more about the brand. So we can look at this. If you're not sure, most brands that you'll be researching may already be in Wikipedia, but this just tells us when it was found. It had 100 employees. Also in 2018, when it was listed, it gives you quite a lot of things about the negative backlash that they've received and other things you need to know about the company. So go outside their website and don't just look only on their website. If you look only on their website, you are going to be deceived. Go beyond their website. Their disadvantage, bad publicity because of labor laws. And then you can have all the other things that they talk about. What's their primary marketing strategy? Timmy, what is Shein's primary primary marketing strategy, in your opinion?
They do these discounts offers, they do very well.
Discounts.
And they reach out to a lot of influencers. They partner a lot of influencers.
And they are doing a current competition. They are doing a designers competition. So people, the negative parts, people say people don't like Shein because they used to rip off people. So but that is negative press. But now they are trying to redeem themselves to say, oh, we are inclusive, we do this, we do that. But is it too late? Is it possible? Then you think about the fact that do they have a tagline? And you can look from their website. There is not much about the company. Let's go to the bottom of the page to see if we'll find out about us. Payment method, about Shein. All right, let's see about Shein. So it tells you about the brand, where you can find us, our vision, about us. So they said Shein is an international business to customer, B2C means business, a fast fashion e-commerce brand. So they've already told you who they are. It covers businesses across this. So all these details you're getting from them will help you get things done. They talk about product design, manufacturing, quality assurance, photography. Their photography is on point, logistics and transportation, and customer service. So they give you a little bit information about them. The information they give you about them helps you to understand who they are. So you are looking at all this information to make an informed decision about what they have. They don't have a tagline that I can see. Like Nike has a tagline. So you can see Nike tagline is simply just do it. If they don't have a tagline, that's you can, and if they have some slogans or some things that they say Shein cares. So that's what you're going to write. Yeah, you think about their strengths, their weaknesses, their opportunity and threats. Are they strengths and weaknesses that they have? The primary social media platform, you write the primary social media platform with the strengths and weaknesses based on what you can find online. What are their strengths? You check their social media platforms, their Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, write down all the pages and their sizes, as in, do they have 1 million followers? We don't have time to go into that right now. What's their primary color? It's black. So their color is black and white. Then when you get to this place, like I said, I'm just using this as an example. You will have to do it properly. When you get to this place, what makes our clients better than this competition? So now, for example, if your client is a brand that makes handmade clothes from by themselves, what makes them better than Shein is that they are not exploiting people. They do not steal people's designs. They create their own designs. They are they do not mass produce. They do not exploit workers. Those can be the things that can make your client better than them. If your client is, every outfit is a good quality outfit. We do not create just for creating to sell. We do not believe in fast fashion. That can be what makes your client better. What makes your client worse than this competition? You can think about, okay, my client doesn't have all the labor that Shein has. They have customer service, they have logistics and transport. Us, before we will tell one Okada man to go and deliver to our customer, there is a problem. NEPA can take light. So they have electricity and certain things that our clients don't have. If we think about it from that perspective, we can see their photography, they have a larger budget than us. That makes them better than us. They even have a quality assurance team. They manufacture, they have a product design team. That makes them better than us. Who asked the question about what makes our clients better than us and worse than us? Who asked that question? Have I answered your question?
That was the one, ma.
Yes, have I answered your
Yes.
question? So okay, so you know how to do it. What makes your client better than us, right?
Yes, ma.
Okay, all right. Then your brand promise, Shein, they've been using Shein Cares. Now, when you look at their website, you think about this. What's the quality of their website? Is it better than ours? Is it about the same or not as good? Be honest with yourself and note down why, because you're going to put that why in the notes. When you think about their social responsibility, environmental responsibility, are they ethical? Are they better than us? Are they about the same or not as good? The quality of their social media content. So the website and social media content, those two, you must know why they are better than us, why they are worse than us, or why they are better as the same as us. The quality, maybe they have good videos, they have good pictures, they have a larger budget, so their own is better than ours. All those things are important. Product and services and the uniqueness of their product and services. Is it better than ours? Is it about the same or not as good? Product service effectiveness. So product service quality, the uniqueness is different from the effectiveness. Something can be unique. Like, for example, you could have a situation where there's only one person that provides electricity in a country, PHCN. They are unique. But will you say that their services are effective? No. Uniqueness does not mean effectiveness. So look at product service uniqueness and effectiveness as two separate things. Product services features, do you think the features are great? Product services or product or service. So you either render a service or produce a product. Product or service quality, is it better than ours, about the same or not as good? Customer service, the same thing. Their price, better than ours, about the same, cheap compared to others. We're going to have to remove this, you're right. Innovation, it's the same thing. Market share, do they have a strong share of the market? Do they have more people following us? Shein has a very strong distribution channel already, so they are better than ours. Brand awareness and name recognition. When people, there's a difference between being recognized. There are some names globally that are being recognized. When you talk about this name, everybody knows this person has a good brand name. Arsenal has a good brand name. Everybody can recognize Arsenal anywhere. But how is their reputation when it comes to winning cups? I'm not into football like that. But will you say their reputation is as good, as strong as their name? Will you say their reputation is as strong as their name? No, you can't. Their packaging, when you look at the package that they create, when you look at the package that they create, is it good, is it bad, whatever, you need to have all these questions answered. We have just 8 more minutes. Their picture quality, their aesthetics. Out of all these things, name the ones that are their top 5. Tell me the ones that you think are their top 5. Does everybody know what I mean by aesthetics?
Not really, ma.
Aesthetics, aesthetics is every single thing that has to do with the visuals. So when you look at the brand visuals, put everything together, is it good? That's how I would just describe their aesthetics to you. So think about this, their pictures, their colors. When you look at an Instagram page, does it flow? How is the brand aesthetics? Is it clear what they are trying to achieve, or are they all over the place? Picture quality, you already know what that is. Cool factor, is it a brand that when you see, you'll be like, oh, it'd be cool to have this brand, or is it a brand that nobody will want to be associated with? Then when you get to the place for add a collaborator, add me as your collaborator and submit. You've got 48 hours to do this, and I will look at it on Friday when we meet again. So everybody, the earlier you fill yours, the better for you. So you can ask me questions. For any questions, we have 7 minutes.
Okay, so some of them have shared theirs already with me. I'm trying to copy it to the Airtable.
And that's fine. I've changed the Airtable link also to make a new one. So everybody else that doesn't have a brand, for the brands that are the competition for AL Comfort, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. I'm going to stop streaming.
One second.